Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 6. And the first thing I want to say is that you might be able to tell in my voice I am actually sick. I was sick, in my past, few videos, but it's actually gotten worse, which is, not the trajectory, I guess you could say, that I was hoping for. I was hoping it was going to be the other way. I was going to start getting better, but I started to get worse. So, sorry if my voice sounds a bit weird in this video. It might sound like this for a couple of videos. Hopefully not. Let's hope I get better, but just thought I'd give you the heads up. So, yeah. But as most of you know, because, well, I've mentioned it previously, didn't mention it in this video yet, but, yeah, but also you might just know from other, places and videos. I was in America, the United States of America, whatever names it's called as well. Los Angeles and San Diego specifically. Obviously, I got to go to San Diego Comic Con, this year, which was a thing on my bucket list. So it was very cool to obviously tick that off. But I do want to go back next year, so let's hope that happens. But due to all that travel and stuff, I am a bit behind on things, it was a long flight and just getting organized and stuff. So we will be going over, or doing some catch-up, might I say, in this video, and going over a few things that went down whilst I was overseas and just didn't have time to do videos on them. So please don't be one of those people saying, Pagey, you're a bit late to this. This happened last week, because, well, you look like a bit of a tool when you do that, and just, give me a break, just catching up now. But yeah, let's go over all this stuff. Some of it's actually new, but some of it is old, like almost like a week old. So yeah, but let's go over all this stuff and what it could mean, or when certain things could go down. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on all these different things. There's a few things here, which I'm sure a decent amount of you have different opinions. So you leave them all in the comment section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you're just excited for the Flash Season 6 and some of this stuff, be sure to drop a like on the video to show that support and hype. So the first thing to go over is actually, I think this was a couple of days after Comic-Con that this happened. It might have been like a day or two after the panel, so the Monday or something after the Saturday panel. So when was that? Like a week and a half ago, roughly. They were filming The Flash, which is not a surprise. They were on set, once again, not a surprise either. But we had Carlos Valdez on set. Now he was, not playing. I guess he was still playing Cisco, but he was actually on set in his Vibe outfit. Now there was some debate whether this was actually from this season, and there's one thing that was in the videos and the photos that proves it's from this season, and also proves that it's not a flashback, and that is the new Killer Frost suit. So we do see Danielle Panabaker playing Caitlin Snow, or Killer Frost in the new suit. So that means it's it's present day. But there is there were some people saying, and I understand why they were saying this, that maybe he's just dressing up his Vibe to maybe give off the illusion that this character isn't gone. Maybe there's a reason in the story that he has to do this, but I think it is pointing to probably him having his powers back. We know there's a lot of Crisis stuff going down this season, so this could be a flash forward. Who knows? But I think Iris was on set, so I think the people on set were Vibe, Killer Frost, Elongated Man, and Iris. Now, Flash could have been on set as well, and they may be hiding him so they didn't show off his new suit, well, specifically the helmet, the chin strap stuff. So maybe that's why they didn't do that. But he probably has his powers back. But in regards to how he gets them back, there's two things. There's two options. The first one is that maybe the dagger, the dagger being destroyed changes everything and it gives Cisco his powers back. But Cisco took his powers away after the dagger was destroyed. So you think if there was going to be a change there, it would have already prevented him from taking the cure in the first place. So I don't know if the dagger could be really in effect there. The other option, which seems the more likely of the two, is that the monitor maybe gives him his powers back. Even if it's just for a temporary amount of time. Maybe the deal is, look, Vibe, Cisco, Ramon, we need you to have these powers until this event because they're vital for us taking down the anti-monitor, and he has to have the powers until that date. That could be maybe what happens. We know that the monitor is in episode 1 of The Flash this season, so maybe he mentions that to Cisco in episode 1, or maybe in episode 3 or end of episode 2 or something like that. So I'd probably say the monitor giving his powers back is the most likely option. One thing that was mentioned at Comic-Con, which I haven't really gone into too much detail about, is the fact that Kid Flash will be back this season. Kenan Lonsdale's back as Wally West, or Kid Flash, this season for and I quote, multi-episode arc. I can't remember them specifying a specific amount of episodes, whether it's 2 or 3. I've seen people saying it's 2 episodes. It's probably going to be 2 episodes, but they didn't. I can't remember him specifying a a number at the panel. But they did say that Wally's coming back to help Barry take on one of their greatest enemies, which could be the big bad at the end of the season. It could be Reverse Flash and Crisis. Once again, they were very vague on the details outside of the fact that he will be back for a couple of episodes. That's going to be cool. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle it, because he was meant to be back last season, so maybe this is catch up for him not appearing in 2 episodes. Yeah, so for those that don't know, last season, Wally was meant to be in 3 episodes. He was only in 1, so he missed out on 2 episodes that he was meant to be in. So I'm guessing that those 2 episodes will be in this season. It's catch up, and they might end the Wally character this season. Probably not kill him. They might kill him. It wouldn't surprise me if they kill him. I mean, they've disrespected Wally on the show enough, but they might just, end his story in this 2-episode arc. Whatever the context of it might be. Now, in the trailer for season 6, I think I pointed out in one video, but I didn't really go over it at all. And some of you guys might have caught it as well. We do get to see that new African-American scientist character briefly, who sort of gets like shocked by something. That's in the trailer for season 6. Once again, we don't know who this character is, whether it's a character from the comics or it's literally just a made-up character for the show. We are unclear, who they are, but also what their role is this season. We really have no idea. They really have not given us any information or who this actor is. I'm sure we'll find out in the next, couple of weeks or the next month or so. But we'll have to wait and see. We really don't know too much about it outside of the fact that they will be in episode 1. We'll have to wait and see. But Eric Wallace did say something which was sort of interesting. He said he'd like to have Mr. Terrific on the show, like the Flash show. Obviously, Mr. Terrific being on Arrow already. If this was like before he appeared on Arrow and they're making Mr. Terrific like first appear on the Flash, I'd be like, okay, that's sweet. If anything, we would think this African-American scientist character would probably be Curtis Holt or Mr. Terrific. But I don't think I'd really want this version of Mr. Terrific from Arrow being on Flash. It's not the best portrayal of Mr. Terrific. It's probably not the best casting, if you want to call it. Like, nothing against Echo Kellum. He's just not a very good Mr. Terrific. I wouldn't... probably wouldn't want to see that version on the Flash, but yeah, Eric Wallace said he would like to do it, but I would be surprised if we actually saw that happen. But speaking of Eric Wallace, he did go over a couple of things that I haven't mentioned in other videos, through some of his interviews at Comic-Con, so I thought I'd go over some of them right now to finish off this video, as well as something very interesting which a lot of people have been mentioning about the second half film, but we'll leave that right till the end. So the Tornado Twins were brought up to Eric while he was doing an interview, and he basically said, like, they're not going to be in this season, but he said in the upcoming seasons, so basically confirming that we would get like a season 7 and 8 probably for The Flash, that we will see more of Barry's children. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle like Nora, whether there's any progression between Barry and Iris in regards to having kids. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to look at it. I'm expecting that we'll eventually get Iris getting pregnant, but I think we've all come to the agreement that having Iris get pregnant but then have the kids and us having to deal with the kids on the show isn't the best idea. So I think maybe get to see some future stuff. It'd be really cool if in Crisis, if Barry does, quote unquote die. Like, not die for real, but die briefly in the crossover, that he gets to see like a flash forward of his future, where we go to like maybe, so let's just say 2023, 2024, and Barry sees his kids, sees Iris with their kids or something along those lines, or sees what his life would be like in 2023 if, say, Iris has kids in 2022 or 2021 or something along those lines. And then we could see whether they're Tornado Twins or it's another version of Nora or something that's born around there. That'll be interesting, but as I said, I don't think it's the best idea that we deal with kids on the show, because it never really works that well. Now, one of the other things that was said by Eric was that something pretty big, as big as Nora's death, will happen to Barry and Iris in the first couple of episodes this season, and the entire season is pretty much about the character development and of all the characters, and then a family sort of vibe, if you want to call it, before, like, bigger than we've seen in previous seasons. Now, I think the one thing people are attaching to this is that maybe that Joe might die. I think if they were going to kill Joe, they already would have done it. There's already times where I think Joe dying would have been more suitable, if you know what I mean. Not that I wanted Joe to die, but I think the story would have suited Joe dying. I'd be very surprised if they killed him off here. I think it might be something bigger than Nora's death. Maybe maybe Barry's shooting blanks and he can't have kids. I don't know. That could be pretty major because technically that's, preventing kids from existing. But I don't know. It could be something along those lines. If you have any ideas what this major thing could be, as I said, a lot of people are saying it could be Joe dying, but I think if they wanted to kill Joe, they already would have done it. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens there. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was about the second half villain. So a lot of people are predicting that it's going to be like Red Death, maybe Cobalt Blue, or something like that. But I've actually seen a decent amount. I'm not saying like the majority of people are saying this. Don't get me wrong, but I've seen a decent amount of people saying this and sort of like theorizing this, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on it as well. What would you think if Abracadabra was the second half villain and like Crisis sort of changing not only like the Earth, but maybe the timeline brings him in and he does something along those lines? Abracadabra could, I guess, work for a back half villain for like, only like 10 episodes or something like that. Obviously, we're going to have blood work for the first half that leads into Crisis, and then we're going to have a second half villain. I just saw a lot of people talking about Abracadabra. I don't hate the idea. I don't necessarily like the idea, but I don't know. Let me know what you think of that. Do you think Abracadabra could work as a second half villain this season, or would you prefer to see like a Red Death, a Cobalt Blue, or something, caused by Crisis or something along those lines? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below in regards to that specifically, because I'm intrigued to see what people think. But yeah, guys, as I was saying, let me know all of your various opinions in the comment section down below on not only the Abracadabra thing, but everything else we went over in this video. If you enjoyed the video and you're just excited for everything coming up on The Flash this season, it would be awesome if you could drop a like and it shows support. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.